okay, so this is an interesting conversation because I had a talk with a friend of mine, and this is someone around my age, and he was saying at a certain point in his life, he would not go to the corner store without a pistol on him, an illegal pistol.
I identify that,
right?
I lived that way.
Yeah. And I said, did you ever have to shoot that gun? He said, absolutely. And it was just by luck that he's not in prison for life at this point.
Me too.
Right? And these days, he has guns at home, but he does not carry anymore. Because, and we had this conversation about when you have a gun, you are very likely, especially as a man, to escalate a situation that does not always need to be escalated.
Personality. That's dependent on who you are. I mean,
if you have a gun on you, it's a lot harder to back down from a situation if you're feeling kind of disrespected.
Look,
am I right?
I can see what you're talking. Yeah, not in my situation. This is going to sound terrible, but I could kill somebody. I don't need a gun.
I was not ready for that.
Okay.
I fully believe you. Yeah, I know you very well.
But the thing is, it's like what you do with that. I mean, it comes down to this. Like, if you have the capacity to be violent, but you choose not to, that's a virtue.
But it's a lot easier to be violent when you have a gun on you than if you have to use your hands, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's just take you and I out of the equation. You take an average man, just an average, regular, working 9-to-5 guy. He's minding his own business. Someone walks up to him and slaps him in the face. Do you think that the reaction in general is different if that man had a gun or did not have a gun at that point? He's humiliated in front of, let's just say, his girl. If he has a gun on him, do you think that at that moment he'd be more likely to pull that gun out?
I would think he'd be more likely to pull that gun out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that situation doesn't necessarily call for a gun to be pulled out and a murder to occur. It's just a slap. You see what I'm saying? It's just a slap. It's humiliation. It's ego. It's pride.
You can pull that gun out and do a lot of things with it.
Well, once you pull a gun out, then at that point, all bets are off on all sides.
Well, that depends. That's
because you may not be the only
agreed
one
with the pulling the gun out part. But
once you pull a gun, man, I am fully in. Like, I have guns in my house, right? I've talked about this many times. I got real scary guns in my house. I got guns that'll really fuck you up. But
it's the people,
bro. I feel at the point that I pull that gun out, I have to shoot that gun.
That's
I am not of the thought that I'm going to wave it around or shoot it up in the air. At the point that I pull that gun out, you come in my house, I'm going to try to kill you.
But you're changing.
I'm on tape. You're saying that.
Now you just change it to your house. Now,
no, that's what I'm saying.
Like if somebody slapped you on the street.
But then if I start to, listen, man, if I start to carry, I think there are situations in my life that if I had a gun on me, I probably would have killed the person.
Yeah, okay. That's...
And it did not necessarily call for that person to die. I think that it was more my ego and my pride in those situations. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. It's,
and once you kill a person, once that
full
person,
circle shit that keeps happening.
Once that person dies, like,
but when something's more important than you, what you gonna do? Your family, everybody, those people are more important than you.
Yeah.
Are you gonna make that choice?